Welcome back to the Musical Grammar, the podcast where we blend the rhythm of music with the structure of English grammar. I'm your host, Alex, and today I'm joined by three fantastic musicians: Mia, a soul finger, Ben, a skilled guitarist, and Chloe, a dynamic drummer.
Hi everyone.
Hey there.
Great to have you all today. We explore some grammar concepts throughout our musical journey. Let's start with used to. Mia, you used to play classical piano, right?
That's right. I used to practice scales for hours every day. I remember my parents would say, Mia, you used to play for fun, but now it's all about the scales. But it helped build a strong foundation.
It sounds like you were dedicated and those skills definitely paid off. Ben, tell us about your guitar. Have you ever had it repaired?
Oh, definitely. I have my guitar neck reset twice. It's an old instrument and it needs a professional care. The first time I had it done by a local tuner, but the second time I had to send it to a specialist in another city.
That's a perfect example of the passive causative and a good illustration of sometimes you need to find the right expert for the job. Chloe, as a drummer, you've had many performances, correct? Use the present perfect tense to describe that.
That's right. I used to practice social 4 hours every day. I remember my parents would say, Mia, you used to play for fun, but now it's all about socials. But it happened building a strong foundation.
Wonderful. Use of the present perfect you really had a diverse range of experience. Now, before you joined this band, had you ever played in a professional setting? Of course, yes, I had already played in several smaller bands before. I had even recorded a couple of albums with them. It gave me a good foundation for the desired opportunities. Of course, that's a perfect, the past perfect. Showing an action that occurred before another past action in transition to how you integrate the grammar into your songwriting. Mia, how does grammar influence your lyrics?
I think about the rhyme and flow. The sense structure should complete the melody and convince the intent emotions. For example, if I want to create a sense of urgency, I might use short, more direct senses. But if I want to create a more competitive mood, I might use longer, more complex sense.
I focus on clarity, but also use true grammar to create ambiguity or surprise in certain lines. Sometimes I'll use a double negative to create a playful effect, or I'll use a rhetorical question to make a listener think.
I actually started playing when I was 5. By the time I was 12, I was performing in recitals and local competitions. My teacher was really strict. We focused a lot on the technique, repetition, and musical theory. I used to spend entire weekends just working through classical pieces, especially shopping in the bus. Back then, I didn't always appreciate the structure, but now I realize how much it shaped the way I read music. Even today, I still warm up with scales. Sometimes it helps me reset and focus.
I like playing around with conditional sentence too. Like, if love were a chore, you'd be my minor seventh. It's nerdy, but it works.
I think about the read and flow. The sentence structure should complement the melody and convey the intended emotion. For example, if I want to create a sense of urgency, I might use shorter, more direct sentences. But if I want to create a more contemplative mood, I might use longer, more complex sentences.
One of my favorite tricks is using inversion in lyrics, like starting with the verb. It sounds poetic and it benefits reads when the beat demands something unexpected.
I usually write lyrics at the piano and I let the chord guide the mood. I pay attention to the natural stress of words and how they land within the melody. I even keep a notebook with lyrical ideas. Some are really poetic, others are super simple but hit hard. For me, grammar is like the skeleton for a song.
Music has a way of speaking to us. Even when it's lost, we need to understand its signs to hear its true message. The emotional recurse of the fragments isolated is quite powerful. It suggests a pinch of profound sense and longing.
This has a fantastic discussion. It's clear to the grammar it's powerful to form musician and that you all use the unique and creative ways. Thank you Mia, Ben and Chloe for sharing your musical insights and grammatical expertise. Until the next time on musical grammar.